Harmonius with another tarot card tutorial, a slightly advanced edition. We'll be focusing less on card meanings. What I want to introduce today is a spread, which I call the 6-card spread. And people feel comfortable with traditional methods, which are often cumbersome, complicated, and lead to confusion and misunderstanding. Easiest reading is, of course, the one card, the single card reading. The problem with a single card reading is that it's static. It's like a single frame of a stop motion animation. You don't know where it came from, you don't know where it's going. It exists without context or relevancy to past and future. The card has meaning, we can contemplate on it. It doesn't tell us, it's not fluid, it's not in motion. A reading, to put cards in motion, to put cards into context, we usually do the 3-card reading, which is fine. The 3-card is really the basis. It's the molecule from which all other more complicated readings are established. So here we have a 3-card reading, and it gives us something of the past, present, and where we're going, the trajectory. The unconscious, the conscious, and the pre-conscious or metaconscious to things that we perceive that are impending, or sense that something is going to happen. Then you have things like the Celtic cross, which is absurdly complicated, unnecessarily so. It's detailed, it's very in-depth, but I'm going to show you, for most people I would think want to learn something that they can grasp, something that's intuitive and makes sense. Now, there's this cult or culture of belief that tradition, all things traditional are more valid or more credible, and there's just no reality to that. I'm going to show you a reading that's every bit as credible, every bit as real, every bit as valid as something difficult like the Celtic cross. And this, you're going to see the beauty of this right away. It's going to make sense to you right away. It's a 6-card reading. And it's very simply from left, you lay the cards from left to right, using the upper left corner of your reading space. The first 3 cards, you take them from the top of the deck, you lie them down. You have 1, 2, 3. Then the next 2 cards go on the next layer up. So we're doing this in layers. You have a bottom layer, a mid layer, and finally your upper layer. 6 cards, 3, 2, 1, in a sort of a pyramid, a layered pyramid. And we're going to analyze this a little bit and see what the layers mean. This lower layer, or this first layer, is representative of the past or the unconscious, the depths of consciousness below our perception. The second layer, the middle layer, is the ego layer. It is the present. It's where we are at the present. It's conscious, what we're aware of at this time. And the upper layer is the trajectory. I don't think it's correct to say future. I think future is misleading. It's more like this is the tip of the arrow. We're pointing that arrow. We're aiming it up to the sky. We know where that arrow is going to go. That's what this card represents. So here very quickly, if we're going to establish some kind of meaning, we have the Ace of Wands, which is the initiation of an event that takes energy, the beginning of motion, the beginning of activity, some kind of activity. The Two of Pentacles is a state of flux. It's a state of transition of our material security. It's a shifting of fortunes. Here we have a thief taking away 5 out of 7 swords. It's the 7 of swords. It's a shift in intellectual potential, a shift in group dynamics, perhaps a change in power structure. We have in our ego layer, our present, we have the Empress, who is of course the Earth Mother, Mother Nature, the fertility of nature, the woman who brings forth life, all life on Earth. She's also the bride of Yahweh. She is the female counterpart to God, the traditional patron type male god. She is the Shekinah, the bride. We have the Four of Pentacles, which represents hoarding, not spending, being a spendthrift, careful dispensation of money or spending or wealth. Often the value of that is if we don't have a lot of money coming in, we want to be very cautious about what's going out. So here we have a sort of a stability. 4 is always associated with squares, for instance, which are very stable structures, but they don't grow, they don't open themselves to the opportunity for growth. So there you have a situation where it can be good or not so good, depending on if you're in this situation. It's a state of slow growth. Yes, you're protecting your interests, but you're also not opening yourself up to new sources of income or wealth or whatever that is on a material plane that you seek. And finally, where are we going? We have the Fool, which is an eminently magical card, full of magical portent. It's the leap, literally a leap of faith, stepping off into the void, but not in a dangerous way, but looking up, very hopeful, very optimistic, strong belief in the power of the universe or the power of God. And that, in mythological meanings, that can often mean being favored by that power. It's the way that we connect. And if you look at the Sistine Chapel of Adam touching God's hand, there's a sort of a meet me halfway. I'll give to you, but you have to reach up to me to take that. And that's what the Fool is doing here. The universe isn't going to just bestow upon us without us reaching upward to take that. And there's always this I'm going to meet you halfway rule about the universe that is a hard thing to make sense of. So here we have this structure, six card reading. It is a snapshot of time, of the past, present, and what's about to happen. It's a story, as I've said before. The tarot readings are a story, and the beauty of the 6-card reading is it's not finished. It's one segment of this narrative of our life. And we can build upon it. We can add another 6-card reading and make it as complicated as we wish. There's the new layer that was built from the previous layer. We add the next layer of 2 cards, and finally we complete the second set of 6. So you can see what's happening here. We have a progressive story in the making here, and we can keep doing this, of course, until we run out of cards, and even then some. We can get another deck and add to the story. We can continue to read if we want more resolution about what's going to happen, and there's no end to it. It's like the infinity sign, or the Mobius strip, the figure 8. In the 2 of Pentacles, it has no beginning and no end. The story continues. And there we have the simple 6-card spread and what that's all about. I think you'll enjoy that very much. There's a lifetime of work to be done just here. This is a book with enormous potential for the Tarot student. Thank you.